How you doing today?
Good.
Good
Did
to see
you
you again.
play in the movie Dark Crystal?
I did. I did. That was one of the hardest films we ever did, and one of the most gratifying to do because it was hard. Um, Dark Crystal was this huge thing. Jim started working on that like 5 years before we shot it to create the whole world and what it was going to be like. Working with Brian Froud, the artist who did all the sketches of the different characters and designed the characters. Huge, huge film. And I did a lot of things in it. Mostly, I did one of the Skeksis characters. And they were, I remember telling my wife while we were working on this, remind me how much pain I'm in, because I'm going to forget. We decided it was like, I've heard women say that in childbirth, it's very painful, but you kind of forget the pain. It's like that. They were these big characters that were built on harnesses that we wore. And so you're inside of there, your arms like this, which is, okay, that's pretty comfortable doing the mouth. And your other hand was running these mechanical hands. And then somebody else would creep up inside of there and do the other hand if it needed to be run. And then all of the facial features were run by basically bicycle cables, like the brake cables on bicycles. You'd pull and push this cable and the eyes would blink, or they would turn, or there'd be a little pulsing vein in the side of the face. It was all done by these little things. So there's 8 people underneath you with all these little things following you around all the time. So very awkward and cumbersome. And this harness fit. They didn't want to put the weight on our shoulders, which sounds right, because your shoulders are going to hurt. So they put the weight on our hips. The only problem was when you strap these things on super tight, it really hurt, like on top of your hip bones, So after about a week, we all had blisters on our hips. It was terrible. It was terrible. But looking back at that film, if I'm not mistaken, I think it really very well may be the only film of its size, if a big feature film that was done with all puppets, which is just insane. If you think about it, I mean, it was so complicated, and we were going for a style of puppet movement that was much smaller than what the Muppets did, much more realistic, like living, breathing animals and characters and things, whereas the Muppets are a little bit more zany and abstract. So a lot of that technique in my own work, I sort of took back into the Muppets, and the Muppets became a little bit more living, breathing characters to me, which I enjoy doing. I like really believing that they're alive, There's many ways to do that, but Dark Crystal helped with that a lot.